Today I am building 943 Bluebell Drive. Hello, my name is KenziiSims and welcome to this Sims 3 speed build. So today I am building a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. It has a huge living room, a 1-car garage, laundry room, dining room, large kitchen, sunroom, an office which I've turned into a sewing and knitting room. The master bedroom has an ensuite and there is a music room upstairs which can actually be turned into another bedroom if needed, so technically it can be a 4-bedroom house. The garden is very spacious, equipped with a barbecue, a table and chairs, a bike rack and somewhere to sit and enjoy the surroundings. I created this house for a musical family. There is a grand piano in the living room and the music room has a set of drums, a bass, a guitar and a violin. I've decorated the bedrooms to suit 2 parents and 2 teenagers. The mother is very much into cooking and making jam using Grandma's canning station from the store. She also enjoys sewing and knitting in her spare time. And the dad likes classic cars and to collect different fish. He owns a 1973 Volkswagen Beetle and he has a big fish tank in the living room. So here we are doing the exterior and we're already onto the wallpapers. So I went with like a brick on the bottom section of the house and a blue siding on the top, and I really love it. I think blue is definitely, like a dark blue like this is definitely my favourite colour for a house, especially siding on a house. Like it's my favourite. I don't know why, because blue isn't my favourite colour, but never mind, I obviously enjoy blue houses. And inside the house, most of the rooms are like a emerald green type of colour or a dark olive green. I'm not really sure what you'd call it because it's kind of in between, but I love the colour scheme I went for the house. The only rooms that are different are the teenagers' bedrooms, I believe. I don't think there's any other rooms that are different in the house. And the bathrooms are white and the garage is grey, that's about it. Everything else is basically emerald green. I wouldn't say emerald green because emerald green is quite a rich green, isn't it? It's definitely a dark olive green. I don't know, maybe the colour of the grass there at the back that you can see. But I love it. My favourite thing to do when building houses and furnishing houses is to just make most of the rooms the same colour, just for quickness really. And I prefer a house to like flow with the colour schemes instead of like one room being pink, one room being yellow, one room being blah, 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 you know, all that kind of stuff. It really puts me off enjoying the build. In The Sims, I mean, I don't care so much in real life, I don't think, because I mean, my own house has different colours in most of the rooms and it doesn't bother me in the slightest because each room suits, like, the colour suits for what the room is. But anyway, we're doing the landscaping and some terrain painting, and I moved that fence there because I like one side of the house to have like an alleyway to come down, which is on the right side, and the left hand side I like it to just have the fence flush with the walls because I just think it looks better and you don't need an alleyway both sides of the house. And on the left is where I will eventually put the store set what's it called, chimney that you can, like, it's called the Colour Me chimney. I always thought it came with Supernatural, but when I was building this house and I put the filter on for Supernatural to find it, I realised they're actually from the store and I was like, oh okay. So if you want you'll see them in a minute. Oh, I love these numbers as well. Like, I use like quite a bit of CC in this house. I can't not use CC. Like, CC is my child and I can't just play the game vanilla, so there is a lot of CC in this house, but I will hopefully be able to put my CC and mods folder up somewhere, and when I finally do, I will put a link to my mods folder in the description of all of my videos, or at least this video, because I just think it's fair. It's just easier for me. I mean, I'm lazy and I know it's a bit frowned upon, but I just think it's just easier. I'd prefer to download someone's mod folder for a build than have to find the CC myself, but that's just me being lazy. But anyway, so we're onto the floor plan, and the house doesn't say this small, it actually extends quite a bit on the back, which I prefer to do. I prefer to do the front of the house first and make it look really nice and landscape it and terrain and put everything there that I want to put. And then I won't do the windows on the back of the house, and I won't do the garden until a bit later on, because then after that I'll go into the floor plan. As you know, I'm just explaining what you're watching. I'll go into the floor plan, and then I will always need, it always happens, I'll always need to add more bedrooms on the back, because I don't seem to make the back of the house big enough or wide enough to like, you'd literally go up the stairs and you'd hit a wall at the back of the house. So I just think it's better, instead of wasting that whole wall at the back, if that makes sense, I'll always like to add a room or two on the back, which then also means I need to extend the bottom so it can sit on top of that. And yeah, it makes the house a lot bigger. So I like doing that because it makes more sense that way, but it also annoys me because I make more work for myself, because if I'm building bigger rooms, then I have to furnish more rooms or bigger rooms, which is always a nightmare for me, because I'm not, even though I'm a simmer, I'm not a building simmer, I'm not really into furnishing so much anymore. It just takes so long, and that's my own fault. I'm such a perfectionist. But with this house, I had so much fun, and I've found a different way of furnishing my homes. So like I said at the start, if I do like most of the rooms in the house one colour, I find it so much easier to decorate, because then you kind of have the same theme going throughout the whole house, and everything can kind of, you know, the furniture and paintings and plants and stuff, that can all match throughout the house, apart from the bedrooms. Like, I'll never make, say if I made an all green house like I've done today, I wouldn't do all the bedrooms green as well, because I think each room needs a personality, especially for like kids and teens and nurseries and stuff, because I just don't think, I mean, there's probably someone out there that's like, nope, you know, like parents out there that's literally like, every room has to look the same and you just got to deal with it. But I just think like kids and teens and stuff like that, they need their own personality put into the bedrooms, otherwise they won't enjoy being in there, and it just is more realistic that way as well. I am a very realistic builder, and yeah, you'll see that throughout my speed builds. So that's just how I am, that's just how it is. I can be very anal about the way I furnish and build my houses, but you know, that's just me, it's just who I am. But anyway, messing with the floor plan down below, I think this is actually how it stays. I was, you know, playing with the fact of making the garage bigger and stuff, and putting 2 car spots in, but you know, if the family that move into here need more car spots, there's a massive driveway, so it's absolutely fine. And yeah, I'm just putting in all of the doors, and I'll be doing like the wallpapers and stuff. I always like to do it in that order, so I'll build the exterior of the house, I will then put the windows on, do the landscaping at the front, then I'll go on to the floor plan, then I'll go on to adding in rooms, which will always happen, then I'll put like windows on the back, and then I will start doing like the inside, what would you call them? They're not accents, but just the things that need to be in the house. So like the wallpapers, the floorings, the archways, the doors, the fireplace. I like to put in these CC light switches, I like to put in CC radiators, you know, all the things that make houses look realistic. So that's how I make my builds look realistic, and you'll see me messing with the wallpaper for a while. I really struggle trying to make, okay, I don't know if I'm contradicting myself now, but make my wallpapers the same colour, but I try not to make the wallpaper in every single room the same. So for example, this wallpaper you see here in the living room, like that is a living room type of wallpaper, I believe. But if you put that in like a kitchen or a bathroom, it just wouldn't go. You wouldn't have that large paneling or skirting at the bottom. It just wouldn't make sense. So I will change it up, and I'd still do like the kitchen the same colour, but I'll put like the tiles green, or the wallpaper with just the skirting on the bottom and the coving on the top instead of this paneling, and it just makes it more realistic, I think. I hope you understand what I'm going on about, because I know what I'm going on about in my head, but sometimes I'm not very good at explaining things. But yeah, so we go into the living room and we make it quite classic, quite classy, but not old-fashioned. This house is quite modern on the exterior, I believe, but then the interior is the only way I can explain it is classic. So you got, the paneling, the grand piano, which will go in a minute, the fireplace is really nice, but then there are touches of modern accents, like modern mirrors and modern plants and modern rugs and paintings and stuff. And I kind of like that vibe, because when I'm building houses normally, I will stick to the same style over and over and over again. So these colours are actually out of my comfort zone, like massively. I really struggle to add colour into my builds normally. Like normally they're beige or white or cream, very, very neutral colours, or black and white. But yeah, I decided if I'm going to do colour, like I'm going to just go for it, and I'll put it in all the rooms, and it will make me feel better. Because if a room, like I said before, was like colourful, it would really drive me crazy. Like I couldn't have a green living room, a yellow kitchen, an orange laundry room, a white bathroom, a pink bedroom. Oh, it would give me a headache. And also it's just not, because I'm such a perfectionist, it's not perfect enough for me doing it that way. So just matching the house, or most of the rooms in the houses, really makes me feel better, basically. And it's weird how it doesn't actually bother me doing like the teen bedrooms a different colour, because it still flows, because I'm still using the same wallpaper that I have throughout the rest of the house. The only thing that is different is the colour of the actual paint on the wall, or the wallpaper, whatever you want to call it. I'd say paint. And yeah, I really like that. Also, in this house, you will find a lot of CC plants, loads and loads, because plants are just the thing I grab to put in any space. But my biggest thing that I'm trying not to do, which I haven't done in this house, which is good, is not place the same plants. So I went through the whole of the Sims resource and probably some other websites, some CC websites, and made sure I downloaded probably about 20 different plants, because I know now that when I place 3 in one room, it's not going to be the same plant, or even you won't get the same plant in another room in the house, because that really drives me mad when you have to use, like, you run out of plants and you have to use the same plants you've used everywhere else. I was literally watching someone's Let's Play before, and I counted about 12 of the same plant in the whole house, and not just 12 in the whole house, but there was like 4 of the same one in the living room, 3 of the same in the like dining room, even the bedrooms had like 1 or 2 in, and I was like, why are you using the same plant over and over? Like, that to me is not realistic. I mean, there must be someone in the world that has the same plant in every corner of every room, but I just think in most houses, if you're going to buy plants, you'll buy different ones. I mean, you may have like the same plant on either side of your TV or something like that. That's fine, because that makes it symmetrical, but not putting one in each corner of every room in your whole house that's the same. Like, that's just crazy to me. But, each to their own. It's whatever. It doesn't affect my life. So I just found it quite funny. And it didn't annoy me, but after a while I was thinking, why have you got this many of the same flipping plants? It was probably more than 12, to be fair, because if there was about 3 or 4 in each room, and the house, it wasn't a small house, there must have been just loads. just loads. Craziness. But anyway, we're on to the hallway. And all I really put in here is like a mirror, a little table with a lamp on, and then all the details, you know, like the radiators, and there's a light switch and also like a thermometer on the wall, which you'll see next to the door eventually. But I really like it, and I just love those finer details. It's really my favourite thing to put in. If I could just build houses and then do the wallpapers, doors, floors, and radiators and light switches, like, I'd be happy. But I know everyone likes to watch furnished builds, so I'm really surprised. This house, furnishing houses normally takes me like, oh my god, probably 10 hours, not joking, from start to finish, from building it to furnishing a whole house, probably this big. It maybe even more, maybe even 13 hours, like, I'm not even exaggerating. But this time I said to myself, just go for it, just, you know, it, as I said, it did make it a lot easier making every single room green, or most of the rooms green, because then I could use the same type of colour scheme throughout. Like, the colour scheme throughout is obviously white, brown and green. And apart from, as I said, the teenager bedrooms. But I really love how it all flows. Like, I'll probably keep going on about this, but it's just my favourite thing, making it all flow, and it does make it a lot easier to complete a speed build quicker. So, I mean, I only had like 3 hours and 3.5 hours of footage of this, and there's not much I cut out. I did one of the bathrooms, I think the downstairs bathroom, on camera, but then to do the upstairs main bathroom and the ensuite, I mean, all I do is copy and paste the same stuff from downstairs, and then maybe add an extra counter or an extra bit of, I don't know, something, just to make it slightly different and fit the room, because they're all different bathroom sizes basically. And there's no point keeping that in. I used to keep every single tiny detail in my builds, and that's what would make them like an hour and a half long if they were sped up. And it's just, some people will watch that, but a lot of people won't. But yeah, anyway, so this room is a really cool room. I am not a massive fan of this table. This is a mod. It's like a sewing table. I don't even know if it actually works. It should do, hopefully. But you have to download a mod, and maybe it's decoration, I don't know, but I didn't think so. But anyway, you see the pattern, it looks like it's all scratched and worn. You can't actually change the pattern on it, which is annoying. You can only change the colour. So this is like bright white, and it didn't look right, even though I wanted it to be light and airy and white in here. So I ended up making the room black, and then I was like, oh, black and gold, or black and whatever colour this is. So this is probably like one of the darkest rooms in the house, and I kind of liked how it turned out. But I'm not normally a massive fan of using black in my houses unless it's like quite a modern house. So ideally I would have liked this room to be, you know, white and light and airy, but it works, you know. Maybe the person who sews, or the mom, because the mom is the one who does the sewing and the knitting, maybe her favourite colours are black and gold, which is fine, it's understandable, it's whatever. And that's just the way it is. So this, like, what's this called? It's not a cork board. I don't know, some board where you can hang all these random bits on. It's really, really cool. It's from aroundthesims3.com. Is it .com or .org? One of them. Around the Sims 3 anyway. And you can literally place any little item onto it. And I really like it, and I think it really goes nicely. So yeah, all your bobbins are on there, and pencils and whatever scissors stuff you need, all hanging on the wall, and it's not like making a mess or clutter all over the table, because I'm not a big fan of clutter. You can see clutter on the table now, but that's literally what comes on the table when you place it. Like when you download it, the clutter is actually attached to that, so that's alright. I mean, it looks like somebody's working on something, and that's why the stuff's everywhere. But over here I put like a little seating area, and I put in like, there's another mod where it's like knitting needles like stuck into like a ball of yarn, and I think that is an object that you can actually click on and make your sim knit, basically. So I've not tried out these gameplay mods yet, but I will eventually, and I just hope it works. So this little knitting needle and ball, I don't think that's decoration. I think you can literally use that to, you know, actually knit, but I could be wrong. But that's what I downloaded. I downloaded something along the lines of that, and I think that is it. But anyway, so over here, yeah, just putting a plant in and some details. It takes me ages to find plants that I want to use because I always have to go back throughout the house and just make sure I haven't used that one somewhere else. So yeah, I'm putting a stool there because I forgot one, and you know, Sims are going to need something to sit on to be able to use this. So I've just gone onto my game and I've just practiced using the knitting and the sewing, and it's actually really cool. So it does work, and your sim basically just sits down and does the sewing, and it actually moves with the sewing machine, which is really cool. Also with the knitting one, you have to put the object in your inventory, and then you have to, you know, the yarn bag next to it, you have to stock that, put the yarns into your inventory again, and then you can just sit anywhere and knit. It's so cool. Anyway, onward. So we're on the only bathroom that you are going to see in this speed build. But as I said, they are all the same, and I literally just copied and pasted the items to the other ones. So they're all white with white and grey and white. Just that's it basically. I found some CC that I wanted to put in the laundry room as well. I love this ironing board. I think it looks really cool and realistic, and I went for grey with that because the laundry room is grey too. Also I found a remote, so I threw that in the living room. And then yeah, just add in the bits and bobs we need, and then onto the kitchen / diner. So I think, no, is it? Okay, so it started off being an open plan kitchen diner, but I didn't like the wooden floor going straight into the kitchen floor. It was bothering me a lot, so I end up eventually putting a full wall up. You will see me put a half wall up, and then some like counters on the other side that you can sit at, but they stay. But then I just put the wall up because it just I wasn't feeling it. I mean, it's a bit of a weird floor plan going through the dining room into the kitchen, but then again, is it? Because I'm sure that happens in many houses. I mean, I can think off the top of my head at least one person I know that you have to walk. It's mad because you have to walk into the living room, through the living room into the dining room, and then through the dining room on the left is the kitchen. So you know, it does happen, so it's fine. I don't want it to be this build to be like, or the floor plan to be like too unrealistic, because it will bother me a lot. But you know, I really like the dining room as well. Obviously it's purple at the moment, but I do change it to green because that's when I started thinking to myself, maybe I want like the house to be all kind of the same colour, because at first I wasn't actually going to do that. I was going to try and go out my comfort zone and make all the rooms different colours and stuff. But yeah, I got to the kitchen, like, you know, the purple dining room was fine, it looked nice, but then I got to the kitchen and I was like, do I match the kitchen to the dining room and make it purple? And then purple wasn't looking right, and the kitchen was massive, so I ended up making it smaller and then making a sunroom on the left and added more windows in. And then also the sunroom had tiles, which I was like, doesn't look right purple either. So then I changed the tiles to green, and I was still going to keep the dining room like a purpley colour, but then I don't know, my perfectionism got the best of me and I changed it to green. So it's a shame, but it's whatever. I mean, I can always do a purple house in the future, but as I said, I just have to keep the same colour theme going on throughout, otherwise it would drive me crazy. And I'm sure I actually add some green into the sewing room eventually. I'm not sure if you'll see that on camera. You might do, we'll see. But yeah, so I put a wall across there, and then I will eventually put a wall across between the kitchen and the dining room, and yeah, it all comes together in the end. It is a bit strange to look at the moment. Like, I was really struggling with this room because it's way too big. I don't like really, really big rooms, especially when it's like a kitchen. Like, I don't mind if it's like a big square, but it was like a big rectangle, and it was way too much when I put all the counters in and stuff. Like, it just looked way too much. This is more of a, you know, realistic and just a better looking kitchen. And then in that sunroom, before it was going to be a sunroom, I was actually going to just put like the baking oven in and also grandma's canning station, and have that as like a separate, I don't even know what it is, just a baking room, I suppose. But then I was like, I don't like it, so it does end up turning into a bit of a sunroom slash conservatory. I don't really like to call it a conservatory when it doesn't have a glass roof on it, because it does just have a normal roof. But I don't know, what would you call it? Is it a sunroom? Is it a sunroom when it has a normal roof, and then, or like an enclosed roof, you know, like with no windows and then windows around? Or is that still a conservatory? I have no idea. Like, I don't really think there's any rules to what it should be. Oh, and of course I changed the car to blue. I almost changed the whole house to blue because the exterior is blue, and I said to myself, no, Kenz, stop, like, you're just ruining it all. So I do end up going back to green, but I think I keep the, oh, do I keep the car blue, or do I turn it like a green colour? It might actually go green, to be fair, I don't know. But how much of like a perfect size is this dining room? I love how this dining table just fits in there perfectly when the walls are like closed off. But yeah, as you can see, I opened that kitchen sunroom area, and then I do put it back because I was like, I'm not a fan at all. But it's getting better, changing the tiles and what I do. Like, that's me then trying to figure out where I could put a glass roof, because I was thinking, when I was like, do I do a conservatory, do I do a sunroom? And it ends up being a sunroom. That's what I think a sunroom is, like a room with a normal roof on it, but with loads of windows. I don't flipping know. And I also put some plants in there because I think a sunroom is used for plants. Correct me if I'm wrong, I have no idea. But yeah, and then I made the two ovens green to match the tiles because I just thought it looked so much better than the silver was, and the fridge as well. And it just, I don't know why, but that just changing the colour of some things really makes it look more modern and just completely different to anything I've ever done before. So I really liked doing that. And then I just go on to doing like the little detail-y bits. That range hood is apparently, I've never tried it, but apparently it works as a fire alarm, which I thought was really, really, really cool. So that's up there, and there is no fire alarm in the room because of that. As I said, I've never used it before, but hopefully that is true, and if it is, that's amazing, because like, what a cool invention that, you know, Sims 3 modders have come up with. But anyway, onto the little sunroom area. So in here, really, I just put like a couple of chairs and a table, and then obviously the grandma's canning station from the store is in there, and then I pop in some plants, and I don't really do much. That's it. I can't remember if I put any tile, you know, the green tile from the kitchen into here. I don't think I do, because I don't know, I suppose it doesn't really need it. That's more for kitchens and backsplashes and stuff, I suppose. Oh, another thing I do right at the end of the video is I actually go back into the kitchen, because I just moved on for some reason. Like, I went to the kitchen, you know, put in what I've put in so far, did the sunroom, and then I'm sure I just fly upstairs and start doing the upstairs, and then I realised I didn't actually put any like accents or any clutter at all in, or even a sink, into the kitchen. So you will see me come back to the kitchen at the end of the video, and I will add in like a sink, coffee machine, and loads of bits in there, like clutter items. Another thing I'm doing as well is, what I used to do is I would film myself literally going through the menu and picking out all the items and then colouring them and then placing them. But what I'm doing now is I'm taking them out, putting them on the little OMSP thing. I think I recoloured them as well, and then I've just left them in the leave them in the middle of the floor, and then I just move them to the position I want. Like, I'll press record and then I'll move them to the position I want, just so it doesn't, like, all that would have taken probably 15 minutes to do all that. So that's like sped up, I don't know, a couple minutes of footage that you just don't need to see, and will run my video really, really, you know, over like an hour, I suppose, or over like a time that I don't want it to go over, because I'm trying not to make my builds too long. I know some people get a bit fed up watching them, and even myself, like, when I'm watching speed builds, I love to watch the exterior. I love to hear what people are talking about. And then it gets to the interior and I'm like, ugh, okay, I'm fed up now. So I'm just trying to make my videos a bit more just interesting, I suppose. And you've seen a lot more going on instead of me just flicking through the menu and stuff. Oh, here I am going back to the sewing room and changing up the colours and stuff. And yeah, it looks a lot better, I think. It just makes me feel better because it's the same colour as the rest of the house. Oh, there we go, I do change the car to green. Oh, it just flows so nicely. I did think to myself, do I want, when I was trying to make the inside blue, I was thinking to myself, oh, if the exterior is blue, maybe I should just do the interior blue as well. But then I was thinking, I don't actually mind so much to have the exterior different to the interior because, I don't know, it's fine. Like, the way my brain works is very, very strange, but I can't explain what I mean, but I know in my head what I mean. Like, certain things really bother me. Like, I don't know if it's an OCD thing or something, but certain things really, really bother me. And I don't mean, the OCD where things have to be clean and perfect and all that, but like, there's just, I don't know, maybe I don't have OCD, but some little tendencies I seem to scream, like, there's something wrong with you, girl. Like, come on, just, like, I know you can be a perfectionist, but sometimes I'm not too much of a perfectionist, and it literally affects my life. I don't know, I really don't know, but anyway, here is the, like, landing area. It's very massive, but I love the L-shaped stairs, and I love that it comes up into, like, you can basically walk all the way around the banisters. I think it's really cute. And over here I just kind of put, like, a table, I think a mirror and a reed diffuser on it. I used to clutter all my tables up and stuff, and it just takes too long, and that's another reason my speed builds are going to be, like, shorter, because it just takes way too long and I can't be dealing with it. Oh, it's a picture, not a mirror. But yeah, kind of go with the, like, I thought I was going with the green theme, but this looks blue to me. But it's fine, it goes. It's fine. There's a bit of green in there, a bit of teal, but there is blue too. But yeah, it all goes and it's nice. I don't remember what I was talking about now, but yeah, just trying as much different things as I can to make my speed builds not so long. But I kind of prefer the way I'm doing it because, like I said, doing the colour the same throughout most of the house is just so much better on my perfectionism and so much better to even look at for me personally. I mean, I don't know, some people might like to see the rooms decorated differently, but I actually like when the houses flow. The one thing I don't like is some simmers do is they literally, like, I don't mind one house being a certain colour scheme, but then some of them use the same colour scheme on every house that they ever furnish, which I get it because I've done that many times. My go-to colour scheme, like I said, is like the beige cream neutral colour, and this is way out my comfort zone, this one, but I'm really glad I've come out my comfort zone because I've done something different. And at first I did it off the top of my head, but then after a while when I get to the bedrooms, because the bedrooms are like a hard thing for me to do, because to me bedrooms are like all the same, even though they're not. You can have a teen one, a parent one, a toddler one, a kid one, a baby one, a nursery. Like, you can have all different bedrooms and styles, but to me doing a bedroom is like the most boring bit because it's the same furniture you're putting in, and when you don't have enough CC furniture or enough furniture in your game, I think, this is just what I think, it's my opinion, I think it's boring to furnish a bedroom because you're just putting in the same thing. Every bedroom needs a bed, every bedroom needs a bedside table, every bedroom needs a wardrobe and a mirror, and then that's it really. But it is what it is. So it's better for me to just throw in, instead of loads of clutter, which I used to do, and loads of detail and stuff, I just kind of throw in a bed, all the things I just listed there, bed, bedside tables, cupboards, dressers, mirrors, and I do like to put a dressing table with a mirror, what's it called, vanity table, on, like, in a teenager's room or something. I think that's very fitting. And then of course my throw pillows and throws, I love to put them on because it just gives it so much more detail. Like, I love it a lot. and each room has kind of the same thing, but obviously they're all different colours, and it makes it look so much more detailed without actually putting too much in. I mean, on the bedside tables I used to put like a lamp, a clock, a remote, a flower, a box of tissue, like all this different stuff, but now I kind of like the minimalist thing and just popping on a lamp on each side and maybe an alarm clock if I feel like it. But yeah, I'm not massive on cluttering things anymore, unless it's like a kitchen or a bathroom where you need things. Like in real life, in a bathroom you need like a soap dispenser or your toothbrush on the side if there's nowhere to put it. In a kitchen you need your toaster and your kettle and your coffee machine on it. Like I like putting stuff like that on it, but everything else that can go away in cupboards or drawers, I just think like, that's it. Let's just pretend that the Sims have put this stuff away. You know, like clothes. You don't need folded up clothes on all the bedroom sides, do you? Because, yeah, maybe some rooms would have that, but not every single room would have a pile of clothes. Or, you know, yeah, it just wouldn't. It's not realistic. I know people do it to try and make it more realistic and more lived in looking, but to me, it's just, nah. I like to do it this way and put decorations on things like plants and lamps and stuff like this, and perfume bottles, because obviously perfume bottles you wouldn't really put them in a drawer because you'd have to lie them down probably, so perfume bottles, and a candle is fine as well. I don't know, I know what I mean. You know, like little accents like that is what I prefer more than cluttering it with, I don't know, rubbish and dirty clothes and socks on the floor and whatever else people seem to do. Anyway, this is onto the other teenager's room. So this is like a teal colour and I really like it. And they're, you know, these bedrooms are very show homey, but that's fine. Let's just pretend that they're teenagers, they've grown up, the mum's told them how to make the bed, or maybe the mum goes around and makes the bed and cleans the rooms, and that's why they look so perfect. But anyway, back onto the room. So we've got this teal room. I'd say it's for like a teen boy, but you can put a teen girl in there if you like, that's absolutely fine. And I was thinking of putting like a TV and a game console in here, but I didn't really know where to put them, so I didn't do that in the end. But yeah, I put a bookcase in that little corner because it's just a random awkward little corner there, and I thought some built-in bookcases would look really nice. And maybe this sim is into reading or comics or, you know, something. I don't know, whatever they want to be into. But yeah, basically most of all of the family are into playing musical instruments, and then the mum and dad have their own hobbies, and then the teens, I don't know, you can make up their own little hobbies that they like doing. Maybe he likes reading and the girl in the purple room likes makeup. You never know. That's why she's got a vanity table. Maybe she does YouTube videos. Like, the possibilities are literally endless with like storylines and stuff, and I just love it. That's what I love about The Sims. It's amazing, and you could make like 20 different houses and they'll all have different backstories for The Sims, because you can just do so much, and you can do even more with the help of the modding community, and hence why we've got the sewing and knitting room. So like, you know, we wouldn't be able to do that without them, because that wouldn't be a thing. But yeah, that was going to be a bedroom, well, this was going to be a bedroom, but I've decided to change this into a music room because, I don't know, maybe I was sick of doing bedrooms, or maybe just thought it would look nicer. I kind of like to do different rooms, especially when the houses have like more bedrooms. So like normally, maybe that's my problem with furnishing rooms. Like when I give up and get bored of doing bedrooms, like I used to just force myself to carry on and do the rest of the bedrooms, but maybe I should do this more often. I don't know, I just feel like I started building this house like yesterday, and it's taken me 2 days to do the whole thing, and I've just I don't know what's come over me, but I used to, you know, be such a perfectionist and make it as perfect as possible, or as detailed as possible, and spend hours and hours on it, like I said, 10 to 13 hours on it. But I don't know, I just decided to just start a speed build and finish it within 2 days, and that has not happened for a long time. Like, I'm talking years, but it's still really detailed and it's still really nice, and I don't know, I'm really quite proud of myself with this build. I love it a lot. Like, even the shape of the house and stuff. Like, it's just nice. I've definitely improved somehow. I mean, I went through a proper building block before this for a while, and I couldn't even like build a shell of a house. Like, I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. Also, another thing, I should have said this at the start of the build, but it's on a 20 by 30 lot, but it looks like it's on a bigger lot because it's quite a big house. But that's another thing I'm trying to be mindful of doing, is building things on, you know, lots that it fits on. Like, you don't need a 40 by 40 lot to do a house like this, which I thought I did at one point. So yeah, I've just really improved over the years, and I don't know, something's come over me, and now I can apparently pump out a build in 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and now we've got a 40 something minute speed build, which is a lot better than an hour and a half one, or an even longer one. That is pretty much it. I do like a little bushy area at the back just for a bit of decoration, but after this, oh, you'll see the kitchen, that's the thing I need to go back and do, but after this you'll see some screenshots, and that's it really. So we're pretty much coming to the end of the build, and I really hope you liked this build, because I've had a blast. Like, it's been a long time since I've had a really fun time, you know, building and fully furnishing a house. So I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I'll see you in the next one. So please like if you like, comment what you think, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Bye.